Okay. All right, so for those that are catching the recording, make yourself comfy, cozy. This Kriya that we're practicing is just 5 postures, all seated. So that might mean sitting on a chair, sitting on your couch, sitting maybe on the floor on a cushion or a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can always use like a firm pillow, like a bed pillow, couch pillow, to help prop your seat up. It's just a little bit more sweet and forgiving when we're staying prolonged in a seated position. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get into it. So I'm so excited to be offering this 3-week Kriya challenge. This is something that, as mentioned, has just been like swirling and now it's finally landing. So thank you all so much for being here and committing to your wellness, committing to your worth. There's a few reasons why I am offering this challenge and this particular Kriya right now. First one is I have a long-standing relationship with this Kriya. I've been practicing it now every day for over a year. It's just like one of those meditations that is just not getting old. It's like shiny and new every time, every day I come to the mat and meet it. And it is also, I'm finding like the energy of this set really matches the energy of this season, like the beauty and the bravery of like spring at its peak as we're headed towards summer solstice. This meditation, Subagh Kriya. P.S. That word Subagh, it means like good luck, good fortune. So this whole set is like a self-blessing. It's really helping us to cut cords and to like break through blocks so that we can open the heart and step into more of our clarity and confidence and creativity. It's just like so much golden goodness in this set. It's quick, it's 5 postures, all seated, 3 minutes each. So it'll be quick and it'll be potent and powerful. And we're also showing ourselves, by committing every day, we're showing ourselves like, yeah, I'm a resilient warrior. Like I can come back to this each and every day. If for any reason one day it doesn't work out, practice not being too tough or hard on yourself and just continue the next day. All right? And we're literally rewiring our brain. like legit, specifically with this set, with the breath work and with the mantra that we'll use. We'll be vibrating with the mantra HUD. It's spelled H-A-R, but pronounced like H-U-D. HUD, okay? And we'll be really reprogramming our mind and tuning into that third eye space and more clarity. So let's tune in. And then we'll dive in to our Subagh Kriya. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Hi, Jessica. I'm excited you're here too. Okay. All right, so we are going to tune in with a mantra that is also near and dear to me. The mantra is Ong, O-N-G, Namo, Gurudev, Namo. So Ong, Namo. Ong is like calling on the wisdom of the universe, the wisdom all around us. And then Gurudev, Namo, right? Namo is again like name, like calling on. Gurudev is like that piece of wisdom that is uniquely like ours. It's like that universal wisdom as it threads itself through the needle of you. okay? So we're just calling on some wisdom and some divine guidance. So go ahead and find your seat nice and tall, aligning your hips and your heart and your head, and rub your palms together in front of your heart. You can soften the eyes, maybe gaze down softly towards the earth, or close the eyes altogether. And then slow down the rubbing of the palms, pressing the hands actively and lovingly into one another, elbows out to the sides. Anchor the thumbs right into heart center. And again, sit up nice and tall, dropping the shoulders down the back, chin is level. Find a subtle lift up through the pelvic floor. Subtle, it's sweet. And a sweet hugging of the navel towards the spine. That's root lock, Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. And then the chin remains level, Jalandhara Bandha. Let's take a big breath in together through the nose. Out through the O-shaped mouth. Couple more like that. In deep through the nose, send the breath down towards your belly. Exhale through the mouth, releasing tension. Again, inhale deep. And exhale deep. We'll chant this mantra 4 times, projecting the mantra from deep within ourselves out to the north, which we'll say is in front of us, east to our right, south behind us, and west to our left. Deep breath in to begin. To the north. Sip the air in through an O-shaped mouth. Guru Dev Namo. In through the nose to the east. In through the mouth. Guru Dev Namo. To the south. Guru Dev Namo. To the west. Guru Dev Namo. Take a big breath in and hold it at the top if you can. Finding that subtle squeeze of the pelvic floor, hugging the navel in, chin level, shoulders down the back. Float the inward gaze up towards the place between the eyebrows, the third eye. Take in another sip of air. Press the palms into one another. Feel into, imagine this loving, protective bubble all around you. And exhale, release. All right, Satnam. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in to Subagh Kriya. So I have a song. It's a 15-minute song that goes through each of these 5 postures for 3 minutes that I will share in the chat. I'll do that right now. And then when the recording gets sent out, I'll just send the recording via email. I will also include the song there. And hopefully it's in the chat, but I will be playing it right now. So you won't need to play it on your end. So since we're going to be moving right along to that song, I'm just going to briefly go through all 5 exercises, and then of course I'll give us a then very brief reminder as we're going through it, and you can always feel free to open your eyes for a moment and look at the screen and watch what I'm doing as a guide. Okay, so the first movement and mantra will be HUD. Okay, so this first posture is like an amazing prosperity meditation in and of itself. You could just do this first posture for 3 to 11 minutes and it's magic. So we'll be chanting HUD, 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 okay? When we chant HUD, we want to chant it from the navel point, right? That's like the confidence and creative portal here. So we're chanting it from the navel, and as we chant HUD, naturally the tip of the tongue hits a pressure point on the roof of the mouth that actually stimulates the pituitary gland, the third eye, within the subtle anatomy, and within our physical anatomy, it's the home of, the queen gland. So the pituitary gland helps to regulate the chemical balance, all the hormones in the body. Okay, so it's a pretty big deal. So we'll be chanting HUD. Now you're welcome to just be with the chanting of HUD, especially if that feels like enough for you. If you want to, you can add in the layer of the hand movement. So we'll be having the palms face down to start with the thumbs down a little bit. As we chant HUD, we hit the edges of the index fingers with the right thumb underneath the left. So the right thumb is on the bottom. So it's HUD, and then we flip the hands up towards the sky and we hit the pinky edges of the hands, HUD. So it's HUD, 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 okay? And remember here, we're rewiring the brain, which can be kind of messy and confusing, right? These practices are meant to like play with our mind in this way. So just finding some grace and compassion with yourself as you're moving through these exercises that might feel a little bit weird, okay? So it's HUD, 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 okay? That's the first part. Second part will be arms up in a V, palms spread nice and wide, shoulders down the back as much as possible. We inhale, arms in a V, exhale, cross the arms. So the arms might be a little bit in front of your face. Inhale in a V, exhale. See if you can alternate which arm is forward. Okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. As we do this, of course, the spine is nice and strong. We have all of our bandhas engaged. And we're mentally chanting, so not out loud, but inside our mind, on each inhale and on each exhale, HUD, 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 HUD. But again, we're breathing. The HUD is happening inside our mind. Yeah? Okay. Next posture, posture 3. Thumbs come in, we squeeze the forefingers over the thumbs. Really give those thumbs a nice compression, nice little squeeze. We bring the arms out to the sides. Again, soften those shoulders as much as possible. And then little micro circles. And we'll be chanting either God, Goddess, or, you know, when we call on God or Goddess, what we're really calling on is like creatrix, creator energy, right? So you can even chant here, create, 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 or anything of that nature that is really bringing in that energy of you being a co-creator with the universe along your journey, okay? So God, Goddess, create, all right? Micro circles. Next part, palms wide in front of the diaphragm with the palms, both of them facing in towards the diaphragm. The right hand is in front of the left. So just check it in. Right hand in front of the left. And then we begin doing this little karate chop right in front of our diaphragm. And again, we're sitting up nice and tall. Karate chop. And for this one, it's very much like that cutting chords. I'm allowing any old energy to like dissipate right here. And I like to even imagine sometimes like the psychic umbilical cord, and like there's energy that's leaving me through that umbilical cord, and I'm just giving a little loving chop, 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 just breaking it up a little bit. Okay, as we do this, we'll be chanting Hud, Hade, Hadi, Wahe Guru. So again, it's Hud, Hade, Hadi. So just the different iterations of Hud, divine is expressed through creative infinity. And then Wahe Guru, which is like an exclamation point, or like, wow. Hud, Hade, Hadi, Wahe Guru. We chant that out loud for 1 minute. For the next minute, we whisper it. For the third minute of this exercise, we either whistle or hum the mantra. Okay? And then the last part is I Dream of Jeannie. Right forearm on top of the left. Again, shoulders drop down as much as possible. Chin in, chest out here, nice and regal. Okay? And we are, with eyes closed, breathing in for 6 counts, holding the breath in for 6 counts, and breathing out for 6 counts. And we just repeat that cycle for 3 minutes. Now, I know this is a lot of arm movements, so at any point, take care of yourself. That's the first priority. So you can always drop your arms down lower for any of these exercises. You can always leave the arm and hand movements out altogether. Stay with the breath, stay with the mantra, and maybe even bring in mentally a visualization of yourself doing the movement, even though physically you won't be doing the movement. All right, if there's any questions, feel free to type them in the chat right now. Otherwise, we'll get right into it. Okay. All right, so I am going to be playing our Subagh Kriya. It's by Akal Stars, A-K-A-L-S-T-A-R-S. And again, we're starting just sitting up nice and tall with our Hud, 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 Hud. And we're allowing the hands to just come in towards ourselves a little bit more at heart level, between the heart and the throat. Okay? All right, we're going to get started. Sitting up nice and tall. Hud, 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 Hud. Remember to chant from the navel center. Hud, Hud, Hud. goddess, 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 goddess. Chant from the navel. Goddess, 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 goddess. Chin in, chest out. Goddess, 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 God, goddess, 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 goddess. Right palm in front of the left, in front of the diaphragm, karate chop. Hari, Waheguru, Har Hare 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 Hari, Waheguru. Whisper, Har Hare Hari, Waheguru, 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 Har Hare Hari, Game of Genie. Breathe in for 6. Hold the breath in for 6. Exhale for 6. Take a big breath in. Big breath out the mouth. Pausing here for a moment in stillness. Honoring what, if anything, is coming up for you or did come up throughout that practice. Just remembering that within this practice, we are intentionally stirring things up. And whatever comes up is sacred. It's for our healing. Be in the stillness for another moment, neutralizing the breath. And then we'll rub the palms together in front of the heart. And pressing the palms in a prayer right at heart center. Just as we began, we'll tune out by chanting the mantra Sat Nam. Again, Nam is name or summon. Sat is truth or heart energy. And we'll chant a long Sat and a short Nam. Just one time. Inhale deep. Sat. Big bows to each of you for showing up today. So the idea is we have these check-ins and then you continue on your own until next Tuesday, the 27th, where we'll meet again. Same time, same place for group practice and a check-in. And of course, you can feel free to share any experiences that came up for you during this practice. But thank you all so much.